As is tradition here, we will be doing the Balance Council tier list for the new Balance Council. This will be for July. Top tiers, best changes I think might make a difference. Good are good changes. Neutral changes are either ones I don't think have a big impact or ones I don't care about or I'm not sure about. Questionable is kind of like neutral, but I don't think it's going to be good, but I'm unsure. Batters, bad changes. Constant changes always happen. And then actually makes me upset we added last season for some stupidity from the Seagull people. So we'll see if we have to use that again. So first of all, we have Temple. Temple's still incredibly strong. I can see this one goes to 17. It adds so much value. If you think about it, it adds a whole bunch of provisions to your deck. It gives plus 9 hand buff carryover, which always has great synergies. So this probably is good. Tatterwing. Tatterwing we'll put in good. No, put this up here. I'll put this up here. Tatterwing gained provisions from Ardgaith being... From Laura losing power, you got to run Red Rider instead of Ardgaith, which gave it 3 provisions. This takes one of those away, which is a fine balance, I think. Although, Laura as well getting nerfed. So overall, the deck's still plus 1 gained a provision with these 2 in the Laura power decrease. But I don't think it... I don't know if it needed both, even though it was the most common monsters deck we played this season. And that's why I don't like playing against. Together, I'm giving this top tier. The deck took provision nerfs. I don't know if it needed both, though. Because it's both, we'll put them in good. Let's have it that way. I think I prefer Tatterwing taking the provision than this. Because theoretically, you can do stuff with Lara that's not Tatterwing. Not that anyone will ever do that. It's just theoretically possible. Then we have the Tainted Ale. People hate the armor abuse deck with Cyana and this and Protector. I don't have a hatred for it. It's just whatever. If they pull off their shenanigan combo, they win. But if you heatwave it or whatever, you stop it, they lose. So, yeah. I guess this is one way to do it. I think I'd rather have Protector than this card, but I honestly don't care that much about the deck. I think it's like, whatever, when people play it. Mahakam Pass is a very strong card. It's played in all kinds of stuff. Devotion Scoia'tael. It's played in Dwarves. It's played in Symbiosis. Yeah, just played in a ton of stuff. So, very strong, very good carryover. So, I can see this makes sense. Coup, constantly getting changed, but it goes down here. I do think it's 10. Should be 10. Sir Scratch, I'm a little bit neutral on. I guess this nerfs the Koshé decks. So Koshé Renfree is going to be nerfed by this. Whereas Manor Koshé will be relatively neutral from before Manor getting buffed. So overall, that deck, they both take a hit here. But affects the Koshé one with the scenario less. Dwimvayandra is a very, very strong card. It's used for tons of stuff. Super flexible. The value it gets on the order is usually worth that provisions. I think it warrants being a 6. Priestess being 4 is actually insane to me still. Yeah, it's insane to me. It's one of the best 4 Persian cards in the game. If you think about it, it makes a whole deck around itself. Not many 4 Persian cards can do that. So incredibly strong. It usually plays like 20 points. And it's just really good with really good synergies. Oxenfront Guard. I don't know, I might be biased here as a Syndicate lover, but I don't... Yeah, this makes sense. You're just gonna have to change your 4 Persian spender for stuff like off the books. It's really good without the books, right? Because you get 2 coins, click this. You get 2 coins, click this. And each time it's spending 2 for 1. But spending 2 for 1, in order to get value at 5 provisions, you want like 9 points off of this. You have to 2 for 1 spend like 6 times. So I don't think this will get played very much, if at all anymore. Then we have Novigrad back to 13. All right, Novigrad's an insane card, guys. So I'm not sure about this one. Yeah. Crazy card. Sunset Wanderers going to 12. I really like, I'll explain why. It's because when you 1000 Fabled Oniromancy to get 2 Sunset Wanderers, you could have them both moving back and forth. It's really fun. Like, that's one thing I like, that we can restore that. It's also a card that doesn't really get played. Like, I guess Tatterwing plays it, but they don't even play it in most of the Tatterwing decks anymore. It's just too expensive. So I like this. It makes sense. I like it being the same versions as Oniromancy just for that synergy it has there. Yennefer Illusionist, quite strong. Maybe. We'll see. I should be mentioning here, these are provision decreases. We're into those now. The first 10 were the provision increases. Yennefer Illusionist, I really like. There's one issue with her we'll talk about later. When I was flipping these images, I saw something that's a bit ridiculous, but overall, I like her being cheaper. She's not the win condition that she wants to be. Yeah, she's not a win condition usually. Usually she gets good value and dies immediately because she's only 5 power, and usually that's about it. So, and the thing she spawns immediately, her Mirage dies to a ping. So she's not the most high value card. I like her. Hopefully she gets more play. Tome had to go back to 9 because this at 10 kills like 4 different monster stacks completely. I mean, guys, I know people don't really like playing against Golden Necker with Tome, but killing Golden Necker vampires, killing Golden Necker relics, killing Golden Necker, like the Death Wish stuff, I mean, I don't like completely killing decks. I think that's not really what we should be doing here. Next up, we have the Riptide. It's going down here in constant. I don't really care. It's going to be 9, 10, 9, whatever. It's always going to be played no matter which one it's at. 9 provisions just means Golden Necker as well gets another big buff there. This and this, this alone just make Golden Necker monsters unplayable, but this was also a big hit. Melusine going to 9. Let's put that in top tier. I love Melusine. I love Rain. It's just not a viable deck. However, with Melusine at 9, Golden Necker Rain, which was the best Rain success I had ever, outside of the triple Melusine deck we came up with a couple of years ago. We revived Melusine, increases base power each round. That was really fun. Outside of that, the most success I had was Golden Necker Rain. This makes me want to try it again. We'll see what we can do with it, because there's some potential there, I think, with Melusine. She's such a good Rain card, but usually just Rain is bad. So we'll see if we can make something work here. So we lost 1 power on the Flying Reigniting previously. Now we made it cheaper. Sure, sign with me. We'll say that's pretty good. Heim going cheaper with the Olaf buff last season. I like that combo. Heim was way too cheap. I wanted to play Heim Olaf. 7, couldn't justify it though. 6, maybe. So this has just always been too expensive for a while now. Ballad, fantastic change. I mentioned deck-defining 4-version cards here with this. Ballad is attempting to be a deck-defining 4-version card, but all of its points come out as Vitality, so they're interruptible via Purify. They take time. It takes a lot of setup, and the setup for it is really awkward to run. You're never really going to play 4 different categories, the 4 specific categories, right? You usually just get 3. This being 4-version card just makes it hurt a lot less when you put it in your deck. So I like that. Maybe you can play this in like even a 2-category deck now. Yeah, maybe that'll be something we'll try. Halfling Safecracker, good. This was supposed to be a 2-part chain. Oh, is Venedal Elite on here? No, it's not. Oh, we got to get that one through, guys. We can't just nerf it and leave it. All right, anyway. Good. Just 4 for 4. Good. As for power increases, all right, guys. Olaf, I played around with Olaf quite a bit last season. Golden Necker Self-Food mainly. And I thought Olaf was pretty decent. 1 power, I'm not sure we need to give him yet. He's only been at 9 for a little bit. People haven't played that much. It's not the most popular deck, Self-Wound, with Olaf, but I guess we'll see. I guess maybe it doesn't compete with stuff like Draco Turtle and Sigvald still and regular Self-Wound. Maybe this is a way to buff it into that, but I thought it was okay. I thought it was pretty decent, actually. I won't say okay. I thought it was pretty decent. But I guess we'll give it a power. Maybe we'll update that deck. Show you guys what we've been doing with it, because we did change the deck around a little bit. Ewald here, really good. The brothers both getting buffed. Maybe we'll see some play with them yet. Not too sure, but they should both get buffed if the one does. I wonder if we're going to see Etriel on here, or Moraga. One of them's not buffed yet either. Brienne, good change. She does the 3 damages. Brienne's always a card. When people are talking about they forget cards exist in the game, Brienne's always one I bring up to them, and usually they forgot existed. So glad she got a buff. Nekarat, though, Vampires is a fun monster stack, but I don't think Nekarat needed a power. Actually, though, Nekarat Crystal Skulls now dies to Geralt, so that's a little bit of a painful thing there. But, yeah, I don't know about this one. But then questionable. Raging Bear, I love this change. Raging Bear and Nilfgaardian, I talked to someone about this recently, how I think Raging Bear was one of the top cards I wanted to see buffed. It's like Nilfgaardian Knight. They both have a 2-point downside that can be an upside when synergized in their faction. Really great. Love to see it. I played a ton of Self-Wound, mostly Golden Necker last season, and I never had a single thought to put this in my deck. So maybe at 9, we'll think about it a bit more. Maybe it'll compete with Bear Witcher potentially as an option in those. We'll see. Nausicaa Brigade this is, going to 2 power. Probably good. Only ever played in Cultists. Maybe with a 2nd power, you can justify it in Soldiers now. We'll see. Cintron Spellweaver. I'm not sure what's up with this. This card was already fine. We played a couple of it last season. It's really hard to remove. Got 5. A lot harder to remove. Same thing with Nakarat. They're both outside of 4 damage removal now. This usually comes out with a shield or something anyway. But yeah, just harder to remove on an engine card that's already quite strong. So I'm not sure about that one. This one's insane. Guys, why are we ruining the game? Who's trying to do this? Why is Cleaver's Muscle 7? It's 7 for 4 unconditional with a shield. And mostly this is a massive, massive buff. I guess we have to play it to the deck with... We played it a while back when Cleaver's Muscle went to 6. With Cleaver. So you Cleaver to Cleaver's Muscles, now a 7 for 4 spending, so I have 6 for 4. That's much better. This makes Nova Gravity and Justice 1 point better. Card's already pretty good. Mostly, though, for Cleaver. If you Cleaver span this out, now your Triss Meteor Shower is buffing by 4 instead of 3. We played Triss Meteor Shower, and actually, I think we played Illusionist in that same deck, too, with Cleaver spawning before. I guess that deck's going to be really good for a Syndicate again. We'll probably have to try it out. But this doesn't make sense for Cleaver spending. Syndicate's getting a bunch of buffs here, so hopefully... Well, not hopefully. I'm pretty sure we'll see a lot of Syndicate this season. Night Challenger going to 6. Love this one. Night Challenger is one of those cards with an interesting payoff. I've seen some decks with like Operator and then replaying the Night Challengers when they make a bunch of tokens. Really unique. Looked really fun. Exciting card to see buffed as well. It's not like just your normal buff to a bronze 4-version card. Just gets like, you know, like it's going to be a better on deploy effect. It's going to be better just pure value. This has a lot of synergies, interesting stuff you can do with it. So I want to see this one get played. I think it's interesting. Cockatrice, good buff. I don't think it'll make it into play, but the fact that it's Predator and it only came down at 6 power is not enough for most of the time for its poison. The fact that the poison is Predator means an extra power on it is a pretty big deal. Renfree losing a power. That goes down here. I don't really care. We don't like Renfree. Same with this. Geralt Quen going down to 1 power is probably good. I'll put this in neutral. I didn't see many Witchers last season outside of there's like one of these thrown in the Renfree Warrior decks. It doesn't really affect Northern Realms, I guess, because they just transform it anyway. This mostly affects Skellige. I guess I'm okay either way. Roach to 3. Yeah, Roach is really strong at 4. We've seen that before. Putting good. Lady of the Lake, I'm kind of neutral on. Sure, she's played and stuff with the double echoes, like Knights, like mostly Knights. The other decks with double echoes too. Okay, I'm forgetting all of a sudden here. But yeah. Oh, Ogroids. A lot of the monsters decks that want to play Erendite. Actually, it's a big nerf to like all the Erendite decks, isn't it? Not big nerf. It's nerf to all the Erendite decks. I know people don't like those, so I guess that makes sense. I don't have that strong feeling. Lydia. Lydia is incredibly strong. Let's just compare Lydia for a second to Forest Protector. They were both 5 provisions. They both played a special card. One could be created or from the opponent's graveyard. One's from your own. And a Forest Protector costs like 3 more provisions. So yeah, Lydia, if she's going to keep her low provision cost, she's got to lose power. Like she's way too strong at 8 or at 5 for 8, I thought. Ermion, good change. If we're going to go with all the tutors being 1, whatever. I'm over the tutor thing. Uldaric losing a power. This is I guess technically a nerf, but it makes his setting thing, if you like his berserk ability, slightly better because it makes the opponent's thing smaller. I don't care one way or the other for this. Then we have Giant Toad. I didn't see much Death Wish, so I'm not sold on Death Wish needing a nerf, but this card is incredibly good. So I can see it. If we're giving Tome back to monsters for their stuff, I think this makes sense. And then Nausicaa Sergeant is going down here because I don't care. Oh, wait, that's not what's in there. Let's go in there. Almost messed up our tier list there. So that is the tier list for July Balance Council. Overall, this is actually super exciting. There's so many cool things here I want to try out. Illusionist is awesome. Ballad will visit again. I want to make a Night Challenger deck. Maybe update Golden Necker Self-Win with this. Play a Golden Necker Rain deck. I want to do something with Heim, that's for sure. Play the Brothers. Maybe make a Poison Monster deck again. Those are really fun, exciting things. Now, these things are just stupid. This is stupid. These I don't care about. And then these I don't agree with necessarily. But yeah, overall though, not too bad. A lot of interesting stuff here. So we'll see you guys in the season when we come up with some decks. But for now, let's go get into the season summary. Now let's take a look at my season summary for June. Let's begin with the faction distribution. 24% Nilfgaard, 21% Skellige, 16% Monsters, 19% Scoia'tael, 12% Northern Realms, and only 8% Syndicate. So Syndicate was really high last season because they're really popular. I guess 2 seasons ago, they fell off a bit there. Back to mostly Nilfgaard, Skellige, Scoia'tael. pretty normal there. Not that many Northern Realms, to be honest, but overall, this isn't too crazy. As far as the decks that are popular by faction, we've got monsters starting off here. This is the number of times we placed the deck. A little number here is just the difference from our average MMR of a game we played this season. We found the deck. So, most common monsters deck I played against was Tatterwing, about normal MMR-ish. Some Witch's Sabbath nonsense here. This is actually for like 4 different decks. I just put them all together because they're basically the same thing, just copying a different card between them, like Incantation versus 2-Go versus like Plague Maiden, that kind of stuff. Then we have a few Manor Koshés, a couple of Renfrey Koshés, Ogroids, and a couple of Frosts. Nothing too crazy here, but again, Tatterwing, when it gets buffed, it's the most played deck. For monsters, speaking of most played deck, we played 18 Enslave Assimilate players. 18, that's about 10%, no, a little less than 10% of our games. No, it's just about 10%. Yeah, just about 10% of our games. A little bit above our average MMR. The next close column is Renfrey Hyperthin, Renfrey Rients, a couple statuses, couple Shoop Soldiers, couple Mills, and then a couple more Shoop Assimilates. Again, that is a crazy amount of Assimilates, but I guess they were just popular, and then the coup buff happened again. It coincided with Nausicaa as well, being at 4. For Northern Realms, most common thing we saw was the Shield Wall Engine. This is a Shield Wall Engine. Yeah, just a Shield Wall Engine deck. Not Golden Necker, the one with like Neve and Baron, Amphibious Assault, that one. Temple Demavend. Then we saw a couple Reavers pretty high up, but there's only 2 of them, so don't take too much stock in that MMR. A couple Alumni, a couple Knights, a couple Priestesses. For Skellige, the most popular thing we saw was Raid Warriors. Again, no surprise. Whenever had the Warlords at 5, we noticed this. Then we had Renfrey Warriors. So this is with Renfrey, Alula, and just mid-range value stuff. Along with tied with Shoop Lippy, and then some Pirates. A couple Bombs, actually 3 Bombs to Hill. That's a little surprising to me. A couple Crow Spams, couple Golden Necker Self Wounds, couple Skellige Witchers. But yeah, Renfrey was really the surprise to me here. Renfrey Warriors. I'd seen it before, but this season got really popular. And this is when we saw really high MMR-wise. Like you can see, this is the highest MMR on average of these decks. For Squirtle, most common thing we saw was Harmony, tied with Dragon, Precision Strike, Bombs. A lot of Bombs this season, a lot more than usual. Then we saw some Devotion mid-ranges, pretty high up. Some Devotion Symbiosis, some Dwarves, Golden Necker Alzers. More regular Symbiosis, so non-Devotion than Devotion, and they were higher MMR. Then a few Trap Elves with like the Trapper guy transforms. For Syndicate, most popular thing was Bounty. This is usually the case unless something is buffed. Then Akarantia, Captain Yaga mid-range, couple Salamanders. So overall, you can kind of see the tail here. It's just Nilfgaard and Enslave Assimilate dominating our games this season. And then we had like Tatterwing, Raid Warriors, Renfrey Warriors, and Shoop coming in behind that, along with Renfrey Hyperthin. So yeah, incredible amount of Enslave Assimilates, which is wild to me. It didn't seem like it was overpowered or anything. It just seemed quite good with the coup buff. Coup is kind of an obnoxious card, but overall, like, super popular. As far as leaders, monsters, we saw everything, but most commonly we saw Arachis Swarm because of Tatterwing. And a lot of things use Force of Nature, some Force of Natures, a couple Carapaces. You can see the rest here. For Northern Realms, Shield Wall surpassed Inspired Zeal because they had a couple different decks between Golden Necker, Shield Wall, and then also the Shield Wall Engines. Those guys add up like half of these each. No stockpiles, which is kind of a little bit crazy to me. People weren't playing Temerian Infantry stockpile. I played quite a bit of stockpile myself this season, though. For Squirtle, most common was Precision Strike. Again, mostly hyper control stuff with either Renfrey or Bombs, or Dragons, combination. We have some Nature's Gift, some Guerrilla Tactics, Call Harmony. Saw everything, even the one Invigorate hand buff. For Skellige, it's really just Reckless Flurry and Patricidal Fury here. Blaze of Glory as well, decent amount. For some reason, a lot of the Renfrey Warrior decks I saw were playing Blaze of Glory, but then there were some also ones just playing Reckless Flurry, which didn't make sense to me. I thought the Blaze of Glory was significantly better. But I guess, actually, I think we saw some, we saw some of the Renfrey Warriors playing both of these. So, yeah, we saw some playing this, some playing this. But I think the Blaze of Glory is definitely better. As far as the rest, no Rage of the Sea. I don't think Rage of the Sea is really, outside of Renfrey Beasts, it's not really viable, but whatever. Didn't see any of it. Some Pirates. Our Sun Rituals here. For Nilfgaard, oh, look at that. It's Enslave just blows everything up here because it's such a powerful leader ability. It's so good. And then we have like Tactical Decisions and Formations, like a 1 Imprisonment, 1 Toussaint, couple double crosses for Shoops, some soldier shenanigans, soldiers and Shoop soldiers in here, some different imposter decks. For Syndicate, we have pretty much just Jackpot off the books, Blood Money all tied at 4, a couple other ones down here. No Pirate's Cove we saw, no Lined Pockets. Not surprising after a lot of nerfs they got recently. So overall, most popular leader is by far Enslave. Actually, not by far. Reckless Flurry is pretty close, and so is Patricidal Fury. And then everything else kind of falls in behind. Least popular, we saw no Stockpiles, no Rage of the Seas, no Pirate's Cove, no Lined Pockets, which is kind of weird. I think Stockpile's fine. The other ones, I also think Pirate's Cove's fine. Rage of the Seas is kind of hopeless at this point, unless you're playing Renfree, unfortunately. And then as far as the neutral packages, we saw about 4.5% Renfree, about 3% Shoop. Actually, 2.5% Shoop, right? 3% Shoop, about 3% Bombs, 3% Golden Necker, and like 1.5% Dragons. As far as Devotion, again, same as last season, 69% non-Devotion, 31% Devotion. Devotion's not popular. And then as far as the Disconnectors, Emote Spammers, as far as Disconnectors, we have 2 Enslave Assimilate players. Makes sense, most common deck we played. 1 Knight, so the one of the, was it 1 Knight or 2 Knights we played? 1 that disconnected. 2 of the Bomb Sahil decks, 2 of the 3 disconnected on us, so that's pretty funny. Then 1 of the Raid Warriors did. The Bomb Sahil decks just like didn't have points round 3. I discarded my hand against one of them. They couldn't play anything, and then they left. That was pretty funny too. So yeah, that would be our season summary. Hopefully you guys had some fun this season. Looking forward to the next one. Let me know what you played against, and we will see you in the next one.